Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. I don't expect a whole lot of folks to join me live today. I know the Saints are playing, but that's the beauty of a digital weather platform. I can set you this forecast up. You can join me live if you so choose, or you can just watch it whenever you want. That's the cool part about all this. Your Sunday weekend forecast made possible by ServPro Monroe, West Monroe. Faster to any size disaster. Visit servpro.com for more. Really just want to get you squared away for the week. If you're just wondering, hey, has anything changed? In short, yes. Has anything drastic changed? In short, no. But we will start to see temperatures kind of return to earth, if you will, as we go through the next few days. If you stepped outside this morning and you were thinking, it's not that terrible, you're right. Again, it was in the mid-60s to start the day. 66 was a popular number in El Dorado and Monroe, 67 in Camden, 68 Monticello, 65 Vicksburg. So again, some drier air doing us some favors in terms of the morning lows. And daytime highs in most locations are daytime temperatures, not highs, but our current temperatures as of shortly after lunchtime are in the low end of the 90s to the upper end of the 80s. Again, not too bad, but temperatures will climb eventually probably into the mid-90s by the end of the day. And you can see some of that drier air that has kind of sprinkled itself in across the region. Again, there's a lot of sinking air in the atmosphere, at least for now, and some pockets of drier air that have occasionally mixed down to the surface and kind of helped us out a little bit over the last few days. That may also squash what very limited rain chances we have as we go through the day. Satellite shows just the afternoon cumulus clouds puffing up. That's to be expected by this time of the day. And as we've seen over the last few days, a stray shower or a brief thunderstorm can't be completely ruled out. We really didn't see that much in our area yesterday, but we did see it for our neighbors to the west. Again, can't rule it out as we go through the day, but not expected to be a widespread issue. Check of the radar made possible by Brown's Roofing. Get your schedule your free inspection at brownsroofingla.com. Not a lot of rainfall, at least in our area, for the time being. But here are where the changes start taking place. So look at Futurecast. Not seeing anything dramatic, but you see those storms that are kind of popping up over northern Mississippi and then really more prevalent over northern Arkansas. That's really just a sign of a breakdown in the pattern. Instead of having this big heat dome of high pressure, and I'll show you that in a minute too, it's starting to get squished and kind of, weakened, eroded, degraded, whatever you want to call it, but it's starting to go away. And with that, temperatures will start to come back a little bit closer to normal, and with that also, we maybe start to work some slightly better rain chances into the forecast. Could see a spotty shower or storm tomorrow. You could see Tuesday kind of the same general story. Not a sweeping cold front, nothing dramatic happening in the forecast to bring significant changes, but where we see those outflow-driven storms and things like that, with our heat and humidity combined, it could allow for a few heat-driven showers and storms to bubble up through the afternoon. Again, nothing that you can overly rely on, but enough of a possibility to at least throw the rain chances back into the forecast. Here's a look at the water vapor imagery, and this is what I was telling you. That big ridge of high pressure, it's getting approached and getting kind of squished by an upper-level system to the north and west, but also the leftover trough to the east that brought the cold front late, about a week ago, late last weekend, early last week. Getting really messed up with the time there, but you get what I'm saying. It was about a week ago. Anyway, that trough left over this weak little upper low that's kind of hanging out over portions of the Georgia and Florida coastline, and that little piece of energy, just again, all of that works to kind of erode and chip away at this ridge of high pressure. So as it breaks down, temperatures start to fall at least a tad, and the rain chances start to climb at least a tad. Check the tropical satellite. Obviously, if we're going to prepare you for the week, we need to prepare you for what's a possibility over the open Atlantic. I don't expect a lot of folks to be traveling in the central Atlantic, at least in this area, but there is a wave that has bared watching, now up to, I believe, a 70% chance of tropical development over the next 7 days. So the big red area has returned. Again, this is a long way from us, but something to monitor. It's that time of the year, and it obviously gives me something to talk about too. So something that we'll watch, but not overly concerned about, at least in our immediate area in the short term. Check the forecast rainfall over the next 7 days, and you're probably thinking, that's a lot of very uniform rain totals. What this shows me over the next 7 days is that rain chances are a possibility. A spotty shower or storm could be had, but again, It will be very, very isolated and really tough to forecast who sees what on what day. So some areas could see some brief downpours, others won't see anything, and that's really how to plan at least the early half of the week. Second half of the week, I would at least keep in the back of your mind that those spotty storms will be a possibility for your afternoon and evening plans, and that would include high school football plans on Friday if the forecast holds where it is. Sunday to Friday is a long time, so there's a lot that can change between now and then. All right, here's a look at temperatures over the next 4 days, not the next 7 days. That comes in just a minute. But anyway, high temperatures for the rest of the day. You can kind of see we stay on the same trend. That drier air also warms up faster in the afternoon, so a lot of us will be back in the mid to maybe even upper 90s. Your low temperatures for Monday, back into the upper 60s to near 70. So again, not terrible, not great. Daytime highs on Monday, same general story, back into the mid, maybe even the upper 90s. But Tuesday and Wednesday are kind of the transition days. Still warm and muggy to start the day on Tuesday. Afternoon highs come back down a degree or two in some spots. I know in southern Arkansas you're looking at 95s and 96s and the 96 in Greenville, and you're going, coming down to what? Well, that Tuesday is not as big of an indicator as Wednesday. You'll see what I mean. Anyway, for daytime highs on Wednesday, everybody coming back down to 3 degrees or so and into the low to mid 90s. That's not great, but then the 7-day forecast is even more encouraging as we start to foster 10% rain chances to 20% rain chances and then maybe up to 30% rain chances. And I know a lot of folks are looking at the weekend and going, come on, man, rain chances on Friday and Saturday. Again, we just kind of take what's thrown at us, but you can kind of see the balancing act. High temperatures coming down a few degrees, rain chances coming up a few degrees. It's just that general breakdown in the pattern that happens mid to late parts of this week. In the short term, it's still hot, so if you have outdoor plans early this week, make sure you keep the bottle of water handy. It will still be quite uncomfortable. But that's pretty much all I have for you as you plan your week. Hot, humid, mild mornings, hot afternoons, with the rain chances slowly increasing and temperatures slowly decreasing back closer to normal. Still hot, though. Thanks so much for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. And what was tonight's low? Generally will be in the upper 60s to low 70. I have, here's what I have for the breakdown of the low temperatures tonight. 69 in El Dorado, 70 in Monroe, 69 in Natchez, Mississippi. And then everybody else probably somewhere in between on that as well. So again, as you look at the 7-day forecast, there are changes to be had. As we go through this week, obviously I'll join you first thing tomorrow morning with a look at the forecast. We'll be eyeing those rain chances. We'll be eyeing temperatures. We'll keep an eye on what's happening with that feature in the tropics as well. So not quite as tame of a week as last week. There are some changes, but nothing overly dramatic in the short term. Again, thanks so much for taking time out to visit the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank on this Sunday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend,